This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Now, I want to talk about something that really kind of confuses me, I made some recent purchases from Miniature Market. I actually spent $200, and for me, you know, $200 is $200. And I look at what I got, and I kind of scratched my head to some degrees. I probably should have investigated things a little bit better, but this raised some questions with me. And when I got this particular thing, and I'm going to show it to you, Nemesis Void Seekers expansion. Now, I got it from Miniature Market. It retails, so if you went to a regular neighborhood game store, it would be $80. I think it was a little bit more. Fortunately, it was when you get things at Miniature Market, they're usually cheaper than everybody else, and it was like $65 plus tax. So you're talking about $70. And for what I got inside, I went, how is this $70? And then I started looking around this room and starting to try to figure, do any of the prices make sense on anything when you really think about it? Now, I got a full card game here also. Season 1 re-rolled, dice thrown. It's the Monk versus the Paladin, okay? I paid $17 for that, but it's a full game. This is an expansion that you can't even play unless you have the base game, which for $80, you know, we just got through beating up Descent Legends of the Dark for having a $150 price tag. This is $80 and you can't even play it. It's 15 figures. And we're going to go down to the table and take a look at it. On another, and to be fair, this isn't about Awakening Realms as much as I think it might be more Asmodee jacking up the price there. When I really looked at things, I paid $30 for Rocketman, okay? I got that in the same time I got this. And it's a full game, all right? Granted, there's no miniatures. There's one miniature, actually. Okay? It looks like a pretty nice one that I want to paint up. But here's where it goes wrong, okay? It was $30 for, Rocketmen, the deluxe miniature set, okay? You're going to pay another $30 for this. Now, this is at Miniature Market where the prices are lowered, okay? And then I said, well, let me get the mats, okay? I paid $30 for these mats, okay? Granted, you get 4 mats, but altogether, that whole game, with everything pimped out, is $90. And I'm going, what am I doing here? Now, let's even be more fair, because I don't want to make it seem like we're picking on Awakening Realms, even though, hey, let's be honest, okay? When they go to Kickstarter, they make a ton of money, okay? And have the games been out of this world? Hey, Tainted Grail's been fantastic. Etherfields, I had no interest in. Nemesis, some people love it, some people hate it. All right, so let's just not make it about this. But this did raise questions, and I started looking around. Now, granted, hey, I was willing to pay $34 to get this oversized dude for my Forbidden Fortress. I was willing to pay that for one model, okay? Now, does it add something? It adds a boss, and it adds all this other things. The same could be said about Nemesis, okay? So I just don't want to make it that I'm picking on certain things. But also, Nemesis, if you go to Miniature Market, okay, is $150. Compare that to Descent Legends of the Dark. Do you feel you get more? I think you get more from Nemesis. I don't know. I don't want to pass judgment on that until we take a look when that game comes out and how it plays. All right, I don't want to pass judgment on that game, and I don't want to blow it up. But let's go even further. Okay, I'm willing to pay for a Blood Bowl team. Okay, I'm willing to pay $30 for it. As a matter of fact, I'll pull one right out here. All right, not a, you know. All right, this is one of the teams I haven't painted yet. Underworld Creepers. Okay, that was $30. Okay, now we could sit here and we could talk Games Workshop all day long because their prices are just ridiculous. They are an animal unto themselves. So let's not even include them, but let's just talk about some of the other companies around and things like that. And it's not even about the companies, it's about this complete imbalance. There's an imbalance here. At least I feel there is a great imbalance. I can go get a game that'll last me 100 hours, okay, from Compass or GMT, okay, and maybe pay $59, $60, okay, and it'll last me 100 hours with over 14, scenarios and stuff like that. If war games are your thing, and then there's games that are $100 to $200, and we can mention GW that. You're going to have to keep on buying parts for and things like that. It seems like a great imbalance to me in a lot of ways. Are you getting more in certain places? Well, granted, yes. Some games that come with miniatures are going to cost more because of the manufacturing and all this and making miniatures and adding miniatures, and then you can go the other way and all it is paper, and where one game might cost you $30 to make, another game might cost you only $10 to make. That's the reality that we all don't look at. But let's go a little further, okay? I just got through ordering because I was just completely fascinated, and it's one of the poll questions that we put up. Is Magic the Gathering the D&D thing? Now, to get a booster box, okay, 36 packs, it was $125, and I paid it. Well, $140, I think. Excuse me. Yes, it was $140, and that's at Miniature Market where it's cheap. So I bought a booster box, and then I bought this specialty box for $40, where I got 10 packs. And I got some specialty cards and things like that, all because I wanted to bring it in here and show you guys. I spent $180 on that, okay? And all that is cards. So what are you paying for? Are you paying for licenses, IPs? Because Magic is using the D&D IP? Well, hey, wait a minute. Aren't they owned by the same company? And all they did was do a little crossover there? And Magic cards have always been expensive, and all you're doing is paying for is an extraordinary amount for just paper. Okay, so do you think it should be lower? No, because want and demand. Okay, the prices go higher. I look around this room, and I can turn this camera around. And we can look at different things and look at the extreme prices of things. And yet some things make sense and some things don't make sense. How many times are you able to get a game with, a lot of beautiful components and stuff like that for about 30 to 40, maybe $50? And then you come and you get this expansion, which makes you scratch your head, or other expansions. How many other expansions that you can't play unless you have the base game? Okay, and it may run you $50, $60. Does it give you enough playability, or are you just paying for an expansion or more? A couple more. Sometimes they only have maybe one or two scenarios, but you do get a heck of a lot more miniatures. Does it equate? Does it make sense? Now I have a starter box that I've got recently that was for $31. And it gave me all the figures I need for that faction, okay? Some playing cards, some measuring, some tape, a ruler, some dice for $31. Where that kind of made more sense to me. where other things don't make sense. There's no balance. You know, maybe it's me. I'm not too sure. Let's go down to the table. I want to show you what $80 is. And it may seem like I'm picking on Awakening Realms. I tell you, I'm not. This is the one that kind of set this whole thing off. So I want you to take a look at it and tell me, is this $80 or $70 worth of game in this box? Okay, and I'm not picking on them. They just happen to be in the firing line. I can go to just about any company. I can go to Cool Mini or not. We could talk some things. We could pick on GW all day long. We can go to any company, and I guarantee you that you would find something and go, hey, this doesn't equate. I just paid all this because was I interested in getting more content for my game? All right, have I played the game enough to go, well, I really love this game? Hey, you know, we can go on and on with all the different things from almost every single company out there. And this isn't to pick on everybody. It's just it makes you wonder, where does the pricing come from a lot of times? Could it be IPs? Could it be nowadays because of shipping? Could it be all these other things? And I put all this out here so we can have these discussions. Okay, it's not to attack anybody. It's not to be negative or stuff like that. But when I pay this kind of money, and I have a right to ask a question, I go, wow. Do I have to buy it? No, I don't have to buy anything. Exactly. But let's go, and I'll come back and we'll talk more about this. So as I said, I got this in yesterday, okay? And it's a pretty small box. And, okay, we're going to get a rules summary. All right, we're going to get some things. We're going to get some, game setup, how we're going to add in things, the Void Seekers as a faction, how they're going to come in, and some gameplay changes, which are probably going to really enhance this game, okay? All right, a game that I really like. And as you can see here, we've got some cardboard. All right, we got a board for them. And this is what I'm paying for. And that's 15 miniatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And how do you count these as miniatures? 13, 14, 15. Okay. They're little eggs. All right. How much do you think it costs to make that? I don't think a heck of a lot. I can see, hey, maybe the big dude here. Whoops. He doesn't even have a base. I'm going to have to put him on a base. All right. And it's not the best plastic. All right. This is bendy plastic. All right. I'm going to get 70 cards. Oh, look, they even put this in here to kind of make it look a little thicker than that you're getting more. And this. That's $80, folks. All right. Let me see what it adds to the game. Maybe it adds so much to the game that it changes how I feel about this game. I I like the game. Maybe just it does so much. I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be negative here, but I'm just wondering, why is this so much? Okay, and I can run out and get this, which is a full game for $30. Now, granted, it doesn't have the 15 miniatures in it. Okay, maybe that's a cost and so forth and so on. But I don't understand. To even pick on these guys a little bit. Okay, how is that $30? Let's see what we get in here for $30. All right, let's be fair. Let's be fair. Okay, all right. Is that enough to equate $30 to pay this? I could pay $30 for this game. And then $30 just for this? And then another $30 for these? Just to show you that we're not just picking on Awakening Realms. And I'm not even picking on any company. I'm just trying to figure out, how do we equate this versus this? Where do the costs come from that make this as equal to this. Granted, you still have a game board in here, okay? All right, 165 cards, 68 tokens, a rule book. Yeah, it's probably, cheaper material than probably this here, but I still don't see where you get $80 for this, or 30 for this, 30 for this, and 30 for this. Is it that, hey, I want to bling everything out? We can charge a little extra because people are going to love this game because it's a Martin Wallace game, and of course it's a beautiful game, and we can equate that. I don't know. Let's go up top. Let's talk a little bit more about this. So again, I hope you see where I'm coming from, and it's kind of head scratching. Now this was $20, which is only $10 cheaper than this, and this is a lot more limited than Rocket Men, okay? But I was willing to pay this because I got Dice Throne Adventures, and I wanted to get more characters, which I think that works with it. I don't know. I'm so confused with that. And then, yeah, I'm willing to go out and buy Kickstarters, okay, with the all ends, and I'm willing to pay $400 that way. Now that's just me getting ripped off trying to bring stuff in for the channel. Now let's take a look at another $80 game that you were able to get. Okay. Now if you went to Miniature Market, okay, you could probably get this for $90. That's only $10 more than that expansion. And boy, there's a heck of a lot of game in here, and a lot of figures too, and a lot of cardboard, and a lot of stuff. So how does that equate, folks? Okay, how does that make any sense? Okay, and yet I paid $30 for an expansion for that very game. The prices don't make sense. At least to me. Now, I would love to hear what you have to say. Okay, I would love to hear, and I can go on and we could sit here for at least an hour and do this and talk about all these different games and all these different expansions and really hammer it home. How many times have we gone out? Let's take Hellboy for instance. Okay, you paid a certain amount for that, and then the expansion was almost more than half of what you paid for Hellboy, and you didn't get a lot out of it. Okay, I don't want to leave anybody out, but this seems to be a natural occurrence in all companies and expansions. It's, hey, we got a hit game. If we slap a name on it and we throw a few more figures and a couple more scenarios in there, we could really make even more profit from it. Is there anything wrong with that? No, because we're the ones that keep on going out there and buying it. Particularly this guy, this moron right here. Okay? So it really opened my eyes. And there's two more expansions due out. I wonder what those price points are going to be. The Cat Seekers and something else for that game. Okay? And again, I don't want to pick on Awakening Realms, okay? I really like some of the stuff that they have done. All right? Tainted Grail. Out of this world to me. Okay? Nemesis. I really like that game. Okay? Dawnfall. Something I've been working on. I'm excited to get to the table. Joel from Drive-Thru Games. Love that game, and that's what pushed me to go get that game. But a lot of these things don't equate. The prices don't make sense. Okay? And it makes it hard for some of you that really struggle out there, okay? That want to have these games, okay? You guys want to have these games in your collection, and you really you go out, you spend your hard-earned money for the core set, you play the game, you love the game, and then they come out with something and it puts more pressure on you. Do you get enough game for your money? Do you get enough game for the bang of your buck for some of these things or some of these games that maybe have IPs and stuff like that? Times are tough out there for a lot of people. So I just wondered, is there an imbalance here? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'm half out of my gourd. I normally am. I'm not worried about that. But I would love to hear from you guys. And again, I'm not picking on any particular company. I'm talking about imbalance. Okay? I'm talking about an imbalance. Okay? And maybe somebody can make me see it a little bit better, or maybe you guys feel the same way I do. Let me know in the comments. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon.